welcome back to CAMHS South Breakfast. Joining me today I have Nicole Howard, our illustrious team leader.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Nicole. Thank you for coming back today and joining us as we touch base with our wider team.
It's great to be here, Sarah.
Great to have you.
We've got a packed morning coming up today, but first of all, let's cross to the DBT team for their update. What does DBT stand for, Sarah?
So DBT is our dialectical behavioural therapy group.
Right.
They do an amazing amount of work, but often need a lot of validation. So I think it is best we cross over to them first. Thank you.
Good morning, team and viewers at home. This is the DBT team reporting live from what can be only described as a flaming disaster. But don't worry, while the house may be on fire, we're here to help you put out your emotional flames with some dialectical behaviour therapy skills. Yes, even in the midst of an inferno, we believe in good mental health. Now I know what you're thinking. How on earth can DBT skills help me when standing outside a burning house? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's break it down, shall we?
First up in our DBT toolkit is mindfulness, the art of staying calm while the world around you goes up in flames. So instead of panicking about flaming furniture, take a deep breath and focus on the here and now. Notice the cool breeze, the sound of the sirens, and oh yeah, the heroic firefighters doing their best to save the day.
Now let's chat about distress tolerance. This is for the emotional emergencies. In a moment where everything seems to be going up in smoke, distress tolerance teaches you how to handle your feelings without making things worse. So, if you find yourself on the verge of joining the flames and you're in a meltdown, remember, you've got this. Use them to ride the waves of your emotions without getting singed.
Now for everyone's favourite skill. Emotion regulation is like having an emotional fire extinguisher. If you're feeling like your emotions are about to turn into an uncontrollable blaze, emotion regulation skills help you water down the intensity and keep things from burning out of control. And finally, we've got interpersonal effectiveness, which is all about keeping your relationships intact even when things get hot. Whether you're negotiating with your family over whose fault it is that the house is burning, or just trying to stay calm with your colleagues, these skills will help you communicate clearly and get along better. And as for the actual house here, well, it's still on fire, but that's why we're all out here practicing our DBT skills.
This is the DBT team, reminding you that while we might not be able to stop literal fires, with DBT you can extinguish the metaphorical ones. Back to you in the studio!
Well, that was lovely. I certainly learnt a lot from that segment.
A huge amount of emotions we've got going on there. Yeah.
Excellent. Now we cross live to our hospital team who have an update for us. Hospital team, are you there?
Sorry, we're technical issues with the hospital again.
Cut to an end.
Okay. Please hold for a couple of minutes. We'll just cut through to
A word from our sponsors.
New to Child and Adolescent Mental Health is an exciting book series called Exploring Emotions Through Art. Designed especially for adolescents, this unique Choose Your Own Adventure series takes you on a creative journey through your own emotions. With 8 exciting themes, every book opens a door to self-discovery and artistic expression. Dive into stories my mind tells me and uncover the tales that shape your thoughts. Or explore what matters to me to find out what truly drives your passions. Each book is an adventure waiting to be written by you. Available now at your favorite bookstore. Let your emotions guide you. Choose your adventure today.
Welcome back to CAMHS South News Breakfast. We do have that story from our hospital team ready to go, so over to the hospital team. Sounds like things are pretty hectic down there. Now we go to patient flow.
Will the patient flow team continue to process referrals left, right and centre? Referrals are coming in from all over the state. Admin are very busy responding to phone calls at record-breaking speed.
The fans in GP land, private psychology and schools continue to push through the referrals, and this team has not backed down. Patient flow are on the offensive, and with the help of admin, any referrals that are not making the cut are redirected back to the opposition to put in more effort next time. Once an acceptable referral is handballed to the patient flow team, they're able to work quickly and efficiently as a team to make sure that the referral is processed and directed to their appropriate CAMHS teams mates. And a referral is sent flying back out to the community for another team to pick out and score.
Patient flow has such a large fan base in the community. Doctors, schools, support workers, parents and carers all want in on the action, and momentum for support calls has increased since the season started. Our patient flow team train regularly to make themselves available at a moment's notice to respond to crisis, complaints and confusion. However, we would be in dire straits if it wasn't for the unwavering support from the admin team, who coach them to take the tricky ones and ensure records are made. The stamina and fitness of the patient flow athletes is enhanced by coffee and chocolates.
The team continue to receive favourable reviews from their teammates, and the fans enjoy the challenge of performing in a high stakes role. Support from each other and bringing joy to fans out there. The patient flow team are hoping their winning streak can continue over the coming seasons, and are hopeful all teammates will remain injury free.
What wonderful work patient flow are doing. We'd be lost without them. We might head to something a little bit quieter. Let's cut to our gardening.
I love gardening.
Hello and welcome back to the Garden Report, the Family Therapy Foliage. The Family Therapy team embarks on a new journey to cultivate not just mental health, but also literal plants. Yes, you read that right. We're integrating garden-themed metaphors and actual garden practices into our family therapy sessions. Why just grow emotionally when you can grow tomatoes too?
We are planting the seeds of change in communication and empathy. We find when families work hard together to nurture the soil of relationships with the occasional sprinkle of encouragement and a dash of patience from us therapists, they are more likely to address their underlying issues with kindness, support and encouragement.
Compost. As you know, it's vital to turn over the compost, to recycling old habits into new growth. From this tended compost, we see families grow stronger. And yes, composting does involve a bit of getting their hands dirty, but in family therapy, sometimes you have to dig deep.
The pruning of problems across generations. The Family Therapy team helps families tackle the pruning of issues that can span generations.
See here, how conflicts or misunderstandings from the past can affect the current family dynamics. It is so important to acknowledge and address historical family issues to bring about a blooming of empathy and capacity in current relationships.
So true. Family therapists love weeding. We work with families to identify these weeds. They can spring up as over-functioning vines, cut-off sprouts, enmeshed grasses, conflictual prickles. It's no good, and we work hard to pull them out through open conversation.
Finally, we are watering the roots to grow more family therapists through training, education, consultation sessions, improved clinical guidelines and dynamic clinical supervision.
Every family is a garden with deep roots, and with a little care and attention, we can all flourish together.
So, here's to continued growth, both in the garden and in our hearts. Our family therapy sessions have proven to be a blooming success!
Family connections are just so important, aren't they, Nicole?
They really are, Sarah. And now time for the weather update. And we cross over to PIMS.
Oh, hello anchors, it's Dr. Sarah Yolland with your PIMS weather updates here. Firstly, can I just say, gosh, aren't we lucky to inhabit such a varied and ever-changing landscape? There's never a dull moment and lots to report on. The passionate Bureau team are pivoting and adapting as usual to cover all the changing needs. Firstly, in MBU in the top end, we had a high pressure system sweep through unexpectedly today, bringing twin tornadoes who just wouldn't settle for mum. Check out this cool picture snapped by Dr. Steph Lorimer of the cloud phenomenon known as maternal complex PTSD, which presented alongside the tornadoes, complicating the picture by bringing the forecast mother-infant attachment concerns. There's hope for tomorrow though, as a low pressure system of dyadic work delivered by experienced clinical psychologists steadily and calmly makes its way to MBU, with landfall expected around 9 a.m. This should bring some welcome relief to that stormy situation and hopefully set those tornadoes up for a good life. Moving right along to the state of outpatient appointments. With a vast span reaching from Glenorchy to antenatal clinics in the Wellington Centre, this is where Bureau intake nursing staff work tirelessly and efficiently to assess and predict outcomes for these weather events, frequently rolling up their sleeves and providing excellent intervention to the storms that pass through here directly. Doctors and psychologists are continually busy responding to distress calls and delivering much needed relief for families. For tomorrow, gusty winds up to 100 kilometres an hour are expected in the morning's complex care clinic, settling to a gentle 20 kilometres an hour for afternoon clinics, though this state is known for its unpredictability, so best pack a poncho. Next, to the oft-forgotten territory of the PIMS establishment. The data seems to not be available right now. We'll be back to you on that. Next up, we have the CL maternity ward. There were many clouds of 3-day blues and associated floods of tears, but SES, PIMS staff and specialist nursing staff were on hand and working tirelessly to ameliorate the situation, whilst weaving in the infant lens with subtlety. As we pass through the map, we'll detour via the island of the admin office, where our wonderful team continue to adapt to all weather events with constant reminders to bring our IPM umbrellas. And we've saved the best for last as usual. The biggest state of PIMS by far, known as the infant. As PIMS citizens, I'm sure you remember the unusual geography of the infant, overlapping with other states, including the mum and family. This can create quite interesting and unusual weather patterns and requires specialty bureau staff to intervene. However, the PIMS team know the value in early intervention and that whatever the weather for the infant, we will help the parent understand it.
Stormy weather. Stormy indeed.
Stay safe out there, everyone. I think that's all we have time for though, Sarah, this morning. So wherever you're watching us from, take care and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Bye-bye.